The one thing that makes your ex regret losing you. It's not flowers. It's not a paragraph at 2 a.m. It's colder. It's stronger. You felt the slap of disrespect. Blocked on Instagram after you saw her story with some dude in a Yankees cap. You walked past her at a rooftop in Brooklyn and she looked through you like you were another face in the Starbucks line. You sent the "we should talk" text. She sent back, "please respect my space." She's at brunch in Soho, laughing in a reel. You're staring at your phone on an NFL Sunday, wondering when you became an option. That's the humiliation. That's the breakup. That's the loss of respect. Now hear me. There's a switch inside you that flips the frame. One move that turns the tables without chasing, without games. When you apply it, her world gets quiet. Your silence has weight. Your life starts speaking louder than any text. In this video, I'm going to show you the psychology, the steps, and the discipline behind that one thing. Why it works on the American dating market, how it resets respect, and how it makes an ex feel the gravity of losing a man on his mission. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel right now. And check the first pinned comment. I left a tactical guide to go deeper and execute today. Because this isn't about getting even. It's about getting untouchable. The question is simple. When she finally notices the shift and circles back, will you still be there, or will you be too busy becoming the man she can't replace? Stay with me, because in the next block I'll name the one thing and show you exactly how to deploy it without saying a single word. Ready? Ready? Here's the one thing. Ruthless, no contact powered by mission. The silence of a man who pulled his energy back and poured it into purpose. Not spite, not a ploy. A clean break that freezes the noise and forces gravity back to you. Watch what happens when you don't do it. You stalk her stories like a night shift security guard, refreshing the feed as if Instagram owes you closure. You send the paragraph. You apologize for things you didn't do. You rehearse speeches in the shower, then you fold at midnight and beg for a coffee, just to talk. You get 2 whiskeys in on a Friday. The Uber drops you on your block in Queens, and you text something raw and sloppy that looks like a cry for help. You wake up to, "Please don't do this." You accept being her friend, and you sit across from her at a cafe in the East Village talking about her new situationship like you're her unpaid therapist. That isn't love. That's self-betrayal in an American jersey. Listen, you can't negotiate attraction back into existence. You can't litigate respect through texts. In this market, New York to Austin, Miami to LA, attention is currency. When you donate yours for free, you tank your value. You become the stand-in, the bench player, the nice safe option who will always pick up. She doesn't need to chase you. The algorithm of your life is already chasing her. No contact is not ignoring her. It's restoring the frame. It's the cold, clean decision to remove yourself as an option and replace her with a mission. You don't watch her stories. You don't accidentally like a photo from last summer. You don't ask mutual friends for intel. You don't show up at the bar you know she loves just to be seen. You let her world run on without you, while you build a world that runs better. Here's the shock to your system. The moment you stop providing attention, the gravity flips. Your silence gets expensive. Your routine gets louder than any speech. You become a man with places to be. Gym at 6. Work that actually matters. A skin-in-the-game project. New circles that don't know your past, only your standard. You stop living in yesterday's apartment of emotions. You move. You want proof? Jason from Queens thought love meant persistence. Alyssa broke it off on a Tuesday night outside a diner on Northern Boulevard. No drama. Just, I don't feel it anymore. He spiraled the way most men do. He checked her TikToks at red lights. He stalked the bar in Williamsburg where she posted a boomerang of an old-fashioned. He sent the, "We can fix this" note that read like a job application. 2 weeks later, he's on the F train, drunk texting her after a Mets game about how he misses their Sunday Trader Joe's runs. She replied with a thumbs up. Painful, clinical, done. Then Jason went cold. Not bitter, cold. He deleted the threads. He blocked her feed, not to punish her, but to protect his head. He canceled the brunches that kept the wound open. He joined jiu-jitsu in Long Island City. He upgraded his wardrobe from college hoodies to a navy overcoat that fit like a decision. He stopped eating like a teenager. He slept. He stopped saying yes to everything that drained him. He became useful again at work. Fewer memes, more meetings he led. He caught himself when he wanted to break the silence. He wrote it in a notebook and let the paper absorb it. 8 weeks later, he wasn't over it. He was above it. He ran into Alyssa outside a coffee shop in Astoria. She paused. "You look different." He smiled with the kind of calm that comes from miles logged when nobody was watching. They traded a neutral hello. He left. That night she sent, "How have you been?" He didn't reply. Not out of spite, out of policy. The next month he didn't even think to check her handle. He was booked, he was lifting, he had a new client, he had a new standard. By summer she wasn't an enemy or a goal. She was a chapter. And Jason, unreachable. Not because he ran away, because he outgrew the room. Let me draw the line with a blade because fog is expensive. You don't stalk what you've released. You don't beg a closed door to open. You don't drink and dial. You don't take a demotion to friend hoping for a promotion back to boyfriend. Don't audition for a part that got recast. Don't volunteer as plan B when your life demands plan A. What replaces the mistakes are codes. Your life needs law, not vibes. Silence over explanation. Access is earned, not given. Purpose before peace. Discipline over desire. Status before sentiment. Say them out loud. Write them down. They are not quotes for your Instagram. They are the policies that protect your respect. But if I go silent, won't she forget me? Wrong question. The real question. Will you remember yourself? Here's what women do notice in the United States, where everyone's performing and few are producing. The man whose output's changed. The bank account that grew. The body that speaks before he talks. The calendar that is full without her, not to punish her, but because you have work. When you move like a man on mission, you give her no drama to feed on. Only absence. Nothing fights an attention economy like scarcity. Here's a reset for your brain. Stop romanticizing her updates. That soft launch brunch post, it's for her friends. That thirsty gym mirror, it's for the algorithm. Your job isn't to interpret. Your job is to disappear into your craft until your presence would be an upgrade to any room you walk into. She doesn't regret losing a man who chased. She regrets losing a man who mastered his lane. What does deployment look like on the ground in America today, with the noise we live in? You lock down your channels. You clean your feed like a studio before work. Mute, block, archive. Not because you hate, but because you are busy. You cut the mutual gossip. You stop explaining your decision to people who still live in high school hallways. You build non-negotiables. 10,000 steps before screen time. Protein and books before DMs. 2 nights a week where you build something that might pay you in 5 years. You tighten your aesthetics. Haircut every 2 weeks, clothes that fit, sneakers that aren't auditioning for a Goodwill bin. You upgrade your environment because environments sculpt men. New desk, better mattress, a lamp that makes your place look like a choice. You network with intention. Men who are ahead of you in fitness, finance, and frame. You go where your future self would already be seen. A 6 a.m. class, a founder's meetup, a volunteer project that actually stretches you, not a performative post. When the urge to reach out hits, you redirect it into output. A sprint, a cold shower, 10 strong sets, a proposal sent, a song practiced. You alchemize the ache into assets. And when she circles back, because the silence plus elevation combo creates a question in her mind, it always does in a country where nobody stays quiet long, you don't sprint to the phone as if summonsed. You let the message sit until your schedule allows. You read it once. You don't reread it 15 times to hunt for subtext. You are a man of law now, not appetite. You decide from your code, not your craving. The part nobody tells you. Real no-contact hurts. It will pull you into nights where your chest feels hollow and the city feels too loud. Good. Pain is the invoice for growth. You'll pay it either way, either to stay small or to get strong. Pick which body you want to build, the one that is always available or the one that is always advancing. A final provocation before we move. What if this breakup was the most expensive blessing you ever received? What if she freed you from the soft prison of your comfort? What if the regret you seek from her is just a shadow of the respect you're supposed to reclaim for yourself? Sit with that. Let it cut through the noise like a horn on Fifth Avenue at rush hour. You don't have to announce this transformation. You don't post a revenge reel. You don't craft a caption that drips with subtext. You move, quietly, like a man who knows winter is long and summer rewards those who trained in the cold. New city energy, even if you didn't move zip codes. New rooms, new standards, new proof. Because here's the truth the market respects. A man who doesn't argue. He decides, he acts. He stops calling himself an option and becomes an outcome. That's when regret hits, not as drama, but as reality. Not because you punished her, but because you evolved without waiting for applause. Hold that thought. Because in the close, we're going to hand you the verdict you've been waiting for. Exactly how to respond if she reappears, when to open the door, and when to send her to the lobby. The sentence is coming. Stay sharp. Here's the sentence you waited for. If she reappears, you don't sprint. You sit in the chair and judge like a man who owns the room, door, or lobby. That's the decision. Door opens a crack only under 5 conditions. She owns it. Clear apology, no fog, no blame shift. She states what changed and what she's prepared to do, not what she hopes you'll feel. She asks for exclusivity, not let's see. She proposes a real time, a real place, and keeps it. And her actions match her mouth for weeks, not a weekend. If all 5 show up, you take a meeting, strict and sober. Daylight, 45 minutes, neutral spot, no alcohol, no nostalgia tour, no one last night. You ask precise questions. What broke? What's different now? What are you cutting to make space? What standard are you agreeing to? If the answers are missed, you end it like a gentleman with a spine. I wish you the best. Then you leave. After that, you give it 72 hours. You decide from policy, not pulse. No intimacy until a month of consistent effort from her side. You vet alignment, not butterflies. You protect the frame. Everything else? Lobby. Hey, stranger. Lobby. I had a dream about you. Lobby. Happy birthday. Lobby. Let's catch up. Lobby. I'm confused. Lobby. I'm seeing someone, but... Lobby. Can we be friends? Lobby with a velvet rope. You don't reply to breadcrumbs with a banquet. If you must speak, it's one sentence. I'm not available for half doors. Take care. Then back to silence. Policy, not pettiness. Understand something cold. Your phone is not a courtroom for her closure. You don't relitigate attraction by paragraph. You don't reward inconsistency with access. In the States, where attention is a currency and thirst sells out every day, your silence is the only price that holds value. Keep it high. If she does meet the standard and you choose to test the door, you set the frame once clearly. This is how I move now. Mission first, respect enforced, no triangles, no auditions. If she flinches, you don't argue. You exit. A man who argues for his standard has already lost it. Cut the romance around pain. Real no contact is a withdrawal. You'll feel it in your chest at 1 a.m. when the city hums and your bed is too big. Good. That pain is training. You pay it once to become someone, or you pay it forever to stay an option. Choose your invoice. Engrave the word that summarizes this entire video. Sovereignty. Not swagger, not spite. Sovereignty. The quiet ownership of your time, your attention, your standard. The law you live by when nobody claps. Reinforce the codes. Silence over explanation. Access is earned, not given. Purpose before peace. Discipline over desire. Status before sentiment. Outputs over updates, law over vibes. Scarcity over drama, mission over memory. Write them, keep them, enforce them. Now the mirror. If she texted tonight, would you answer as a man or as an appetite? If we muted her name and looked at your last 7 days, would we see progress or performance? If your future self sat across from you right now, Would he nod? Or would he fire you from your own life? Don't blink. Tell yourself the truth. If this hit, subscribe now so this standard stays in your feed, not just in your feelings. Like the video so it reaches another man who's about to break his own code at midnight. Drop one word in the comments as your contract with yourself, sovereignty, and tell me your policy for re-entry, door or lobby, so the rest of the crew learns the law. Final decree, from this day forward, mission first, contact zero, respect enforced, so ordered.